One of the cool things about the Premier League's official app is not only obviously the FPL on it, but it gives you information. And one of the things that I found out was the average points of remaining opponents for Liverpool and Manchester City and Arsenal. So basically, they've given us a way of having a look to see who we think should have this slightly easier running. So Liverpool's opponents in the closing part of the season have averaged 38.9 points this season so far, which is less than Manchester City's opponents, which have 41 points, and Arsenal's opponents who've averaged 42.3 points. Now, these are the opponents they have left to play. So these are the averages of their points so far throughout the campaign. So statistically, it looks like Liverpool ever so slightly has a bit of a more straightforward run-in. Now let's look at the fixtures themselves. Obviously this weekend Liverpool play Brighton and we know that Manchester City are taking on Arsenal. After that we have Sheffield United, Arsenal have Luton Town at home, and Manchester City have Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa at home is next for Arsenal. We follow it up with Crystal Palace at home and Luton Town at home for Man City. But if you look through those fixtures, ones that I think each club could find a little bit difficult, for Arsenal, obviously going to the Etihad is going to be difficult to take on City. Villa at home, no gimme there. Villa obviously in the chase for Champions League places as well, so they're going to have to come up with something. Then there's Wolves and Chelsea. I mean, Wolves away, not going to be easy with the way Gary O'Neill has Wolves playing. And also, Gary O'Neill has been tipped for a coaching job at Manchester United. I'm sure you've seen that recently. And then they have Chelsea at home. So again, not straightforward. After that, they've got Manchester United away and then Everton at home. For Liverpool, our games are Brighton at home this weekend, which should be difficult, but I hope we can get through that. Then Sheffield United at home, and look, let's be honest about this. With all due respect to Sheffield United, that's the game we look at to try and close the goal difference. Then we've got Manchester United away. It's a game we quite simply have to go to Old Trafford and win. Other fixtures for us that could be potentially difficult. West Ham away, maybe. Spurs at home. I think we beat Spurs at Anfield. Spurs play right into our hands, honestly. I feel like we're going to turn them over at Anfield. And then Villa away is a very difficult in the second to last match week. For Manchester City, they have Arsenal at home. Then they've got Aston Villa at home. Other tricky games for them. Maybe Brighton away at the Amex. Spurs away in the second to last or towards the end of the campaign as well. So we're in with a good shout is where I'm going with all of this in the long-winded way. I still think we win the league. I do. And I think, and I hope that this weekend we finish it on top of the league table. All we need is either Arsenal to draw with Manchester City or Arsenal to beat, or to lose to Manchester City, us to beat Brighton, and we're top of the league. But I guess the question that we've all asked all week is, which is the best result for us? Because I've not argued, that's not the right phrase. I've debated back and forth with people about this. I feel like I want an Arsenal win. Because in my mind, that would then leave too much for Manchester City to make up on us. And I feel like it's a straight shootout between us and Arsenal if Arsenal win. And I feel like we can get the better of Arsenal over the last remaining games, even if it comes down to a goal scored shootout. So for me, I'd like Arsenal to go and win. I know other people want to draw because they want both teams to drop points, but I feel like that only prolongs the title race a little bit more. If Manchester City win and we win, then that gives us a nice little 3-point buffer over Arsenal, and we still maintain the 1-point lead over City. So, I mean, over to you guys. What do you think? What do you want to happen?